Well, welcome back everybody to my channel. It's Richard here, and it's day 2 of Tune a Day and Keep the Coronavirus Away, COVID-19 away. And I've had some really lovely comments on my channel after yesterday. Clearly I must be striking a bit of a note because everybody's looking forward to seeing what tune I'm going to be playing today. But before then, what I thought I'd do every day is give you a bit of an update what's going on my end of the world. I live in for those of you around the world, and particularly in the United States, where I understand things are just as bad globally as they are in the UK. Sad news is that our Prime Minister Boris Johnson has actually been admitted to the intensive care unit. This is today's Daily Telegraph, and here, looking here, and he's having some oxygen therapy in intensive care ITU, but it's only because they're really worried about his condition, which has deteriorated. Every afternoon, about just after 5 sometimes, we get a regular update from the government, so I tune into that. And at lunchtime, Nicola Sturgeon, who's the First Minister of Scotland, actually gives a briefing on the lunchtime news as well, what's happening in her part of the country. Though we're one country, Scotland and Wales have devolved government on that basis. I've also received today the letter from Downing Street telling us all about Corona, and so I'll post that on there, and also a leaflet. Every household in the United Kingdom has been issued with that guidance, and we know how to stay safe, and hopefully people will be observing the rules that the government have set so that we can crack this virus. There are still people in London apparently going out to the parks. I don't know what people are thinking. And also recently on the news this afternoon, it was reported that an ambulance crew in Kent, in Maidstone, where I come from, had reported seeing people in a pub garden. God knows what they were doing, because the pubs should all be closed now. But majority of people are observing the rules, and that's a good thing. I wish and pray that Boris Johnson will make a full recovery. Dominic Raab, who's the Foreign Secretary, has actually stood in, and Michael Gove, who also isn't well, is self-isolating today, so after his news briefing from home. So actually, there's quite a few people it's affecting. There are over 5,000 deaths now in the United Kingdom, and that has really risen, but we are hoping that there will be a plateauing of those deaths by Easter, by next week, if we keep to the restrictions, because the weather's beautiful. It's a good 18 degrees today. I'm wearing the same outfit I wore yesterday because it's been so nice. I went running yesterday morning as well. Absolutely amazing doing that. I've had lots of really nice comments from yesterday, so I just thought I'd read one or two of them for you. I'm gonna you can't see the screen, I don't think, but if I just see what the notifications are here. Where are we? Where are we? Down here. Okay, so let's have a look. I've had a very nice comment from one of my viewers who's in the United States, and he's paid tribute to that. Very long comment. Thank you very much for that. To Paul Wilson, thank you for that. I'll keep the detail of that between us, but it's very good to see that, and obviously that. And Stuart Ellis also is wondering why I've got a full box of tissues sitting behind me here, when in fact I was talking about the ones I bought from Waitrose yesterday, purely making the point actually that I was able to buy tissues. Yes, that was a new one. That was about the last one in the cupboard actually, in the front spare office I've got here at home, and also the toilet rolls. Today, would you believe, there was no tissues at all available. Not that I wanted anymore, so don't worry about that. I'm not hoarding, people, so don't worry about that. But social distancing was taking place, and the queue was quite long today, but it goes down quite quickly, and the shops are restocking, so no one's going to go hungry, in my view, about that. Also, Sideshow Tink has sent me a very nice comment as well, and that's good news. And also from a chap called Stables Table, he actually quite likes the gramophone, the Decca 73, he was saying how nice and mellow it sounds. It does actually. These machines were the top of their, were the sort of the iPods of their day, and the 73 was in quite a bad state when I picked it up from Bones Lane Antiques Fair. I bought it on eBay, but I had to collect it from an antique fair there, and there was a lot of work. If you want to go back and have a look at my previous videos on the project I did with the 73 and more latterly the doors that I've managed to fit, it was in quite a bad state. But it's got a double reflex, what they call a trombone double reflex horn in there, and that's probably why, by lengthening the size of the horn, you get a more deeper tone, and so that's probably why there. And lots of work went into that, the cabinet work and everything. So he's a favourite of mine, along with all the others that I've got here. So without further ado, I just thought I'd mention, actually yesterday when I played the Carol Gibbons tunes 22, one thing I do like is the graphics on the record covers themselves. And one of my Facebook friends, Rob, who's in Canada, said that he has only ever seen a gramophone record 78 with his father. He'd never actually seen them before. So the graphics I find fascinating. I do find LP covers quite fascinating too. Those CDs have also come a long way from the early days. But on this particular one, I just you could actually, the line drawings are really good, and you get a real. When I was a lad, I used to really like looking at these because it gave me a real insight into what I wanted to get myself. So this particular one has got, this is from E.M. Dale, the Trafalgar Road Records. We've got a Imperial Records with a very nice cabinet gramophone here, a bit like the one I've got downstairs. And then the Radio Records has got a portable. On the back you've got songster needles, and then hints here about using the needles themselves. This is gramophone hint number 2. Most records first show sign of wear on the outer grooves at the beginning. To prevent this, before playing a record, let the sound box run with the needle in the far empty groove near the center of the record. Then lift out and place the needle on the edge of the record and gently slide it into the first groove. These little tips, I mean, are quite funny really, aren't they? A bit like we do today, we give manufacturers give advice. Today's record, I thought I'd play Geraldo and his accordion band. This is again a bit of a compilation of tunes, and it's one of my collection from my workshop collection, the ones I store out there. Again, a very nice graphic of a radiogram, probably from the late 20s, early 30s, of which you had electronic records. Electric produced records came in at about 1925, so anything before then would have been recorded what they call acoustically, without using a microphone, electronic microphone. So these machines would have been state of the art then, and you could get his master's voice, Columbia, Marconi phone, Colster and Brandis, Pi, etc. And they will actually do demonstrations in your own home. Gosh, that must have been a feat. Can you imagine how heavy these machines were? They must have had a sort of a removal lorry to come round and suggest that they could try it out in your actual home. What a selling point that must have been. So yeah, so I'm going to play both sides of this record. It's on the Columbia label, and it's a DB983, and so it's part 9 and part 10. So without further ado, don't forget to give a good old thumbs up. Don't also forget to push the little bell so you know when the next Tune a Day, Keep the Coronavirus Away will be coming. And that'll be tomorrow. That'll be Wednesday. Today's Tuesday, the 7th of April. And also, I thought I'd give a big shout out, as I did yesterday, to, and I'm just going to find that if I can find it on here, to my local hospice, the Heart of Kent Hospice, which is based at Preston Hall in Maidstone. And I've worked there on a clinical placement a while ago now, but I still keep in touch. And they need to raise at least, I'm just reading from here, we need to raise £324,300 every month to provide the care they do. And hospices are suffering badly, and the reason for that is, of course, that they get very little money from the government. Something around 18 to 20% of funding comes from the government through the continuing care programme. The rest has to be sourced through their charity shops and of course the charity shops are all shut, and that means the income has shrunk. And so I'm hoping that the government will do something about that. I've made some suggestions to my friends who still work there. They're about a mile and a half. I think they're about a mile from where I live. And when I used to work there, I used to pedal there on my bike because it was quite easy, especially in the summer. And it's an amazing experience working there as a clinician. And so I give an appeal: if you want to donate, if you're able to donate at all, then I'll put the link in the box below. Otherwise, I just thought I'd give it out there that it's not only businesses that are suffering because of this coronavirus, it's actually some of the major charities are as well. Anyway, without further ado, hope you enjoy this. I'm going to use the Decca 66 today, one of the other machines, and I'll speak to you tomorrow. You all take care. Keep safe. Bye for now. So, this is a tuner day to keep the coronavirus away. This is the Columbia DB983 Accordion Knights Part 9 by Geraldo and his accordion band. Enjoy!
Underneath the arches, I dream my dreams away. Underneath the arches, on cobblestones I lay. Every night you'll find me, tired out and warm, happy when the daylight comes creeping, heralding the dawn, sleeping when it's raining, and sleeping when it's fine. Trains rattling by above, pavement is my pillow, no matter where I stray. Underneath the arches, I dream my dreams away.
Great, fantastic. Okay, just going to turn the record over and play the other side. Okay, so we have the Columbia DB983 Accordion Knights Part 10 with Geraldo and his accordion band with vocal chorus. There we go. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to press the little bell and subscribe. See you tomorrow.